Hey guys, it's Michelle. A couple things first before I get on to this video. First thing I wanted to do was apologize about my 33-week video. I had stuff to show you and my camera told me it cut off at 15 minutes, so I stopped it and I uploaded it, and then I uploaded the next part and went back a few days later and realized that the first part cut off at 8 minutes again. It's doing that again, and it's irritating because it's done it with two different cameras, and it's like no reason. And sometimes I can record a 15-minute long video, and sometimes I can only record 8 minutes. It just like stops. I don't understand. So you guys didn't really get to see me measure my belly or anything. It came out to 47.5, so it was like an inch and a half bigger than it was the last time I measured. And you also didn't get to see some of the stuff I bought for baby, but it's all away now, so yeah, I guess you'll just see it in other videos randomly. Yeah, so that was that. Okay, the next thing I want to do, or the next thing I want to say is, as you can tell from the video title, this is my birth plan, my birth preferences, as it were. I'm not a big, I don't want to say stickler, but for me personally, I think it's important to have some slack in your birth plan and not to go in saying, I'm definitely not going to have this, because you just don't know. Even if you've had other kids before, every delivery is like different. And with me, I've never had, obviously, any other kids, so for me especially, I just need to be like open with it. So I'm going to have these papers printed off. I'm going to let my mom read through them, because she'll be the one in there with me most of the time. I'm going to let my husband read through them as well. Just so, for whatever reason, if I'm like out of it or something, he can make the decisions for me. So yeah, and don't judge me on my choices. Anyways, I just wanted to go over my birth plan with you guys and all that, and I will put a link down below to where you can do yours. So it is birthplan.com, www.birthplan.com. Super easy setup to where you just like check boxes and it writes it all up for you. Then there's some spaces where you can add extras and blah blah blah. So this is what it says. My due date is October 19th, 2011. It has my name, my doctor, and the hospital I'm delivering at. It's dated today, and I said the little note beforehand says, "To whom it may concern, in a case of distress to the baby, I realize my birth preferences will need to be altered or changed. If the baby is not in distress, the following are my preferences. Sincerely," that's my name. Under labor, I have 3 things. I would like to be able to have fluids by mouth throughout the first stage of labor. So even if they don't want me to have like sweets or anything like that, just water will be fine. I just can't think about being in labor for like 12, 13 hours and not having something to drink, because I'm always drinking. Whether it's healthy or not, I'm always water, soda, juice, something. The second one is I will be bringing my own music to play during labor. There are 3 delivery rooms at the hospital. One of them has a sound system, so I'll probably just turn on my favorite radio station or something. And if not, if I'm in the other 2 rooms, I'll have my MP3 player as well. I would like to wear, my third one is I would like to wear my glasses or my contacts. I don't want anybody to tell me to like take them off or anything, because 1, I would like to see my baby when it came out, and 2, it's more comfortable for me. If I'm like, even if I'm not really needing to see anything, like, you know, squinting or whatever, it's just not comfortable, and I feel like I should try to be as comfortable as possible. So under labor augmentation and induction, I have 2 things. If labor is not progressing, I would like to have the amniotic membrane ruptured before other methods are used to augment labor. So I would like them to like pop my water. Totally fine with that, rather than taking, rather than them like inserting anything or giving me like Pitocin or whatever. I would prefer to be allowed to try changing position and other natural methods, walking, nipple stimulation, etc. See, my labor is going to be really odd. If my membrane sweep works at 38 weeks, then I guess I'll go in and hope I don't stall out or anything weird like that. And if it doesn't work, then they're inducing me at 39. So, yeah, if they're inducing me, I really don't get a choice in that. Okay, under anesthesia and pain medication, I have 2. Before considering an epidural, and if the situation warrants, I would like to try an injection of narcotic pain relief, Nubain, Demerol, Stadol, or similar. If I can get by with just something to kind of like deaden it, totally fine. If I can get by naturally, I'll be great too. But again, I'm trying to be open. You know, I kind of want to use the epidural as a last resort, but I'm definitely not turned off against it. And who knows, I could have my first contraction and walk in screaming for the epidural. If I do get an epidural, my second one is I would like to have the standard epidural. I don't want like the low dose one. Just because if I'm already at that point where I'm like, I need something like major numbing, just give me that rather than give me a low dose one and then have to like change it. Okay. Under cesarean, I have 4 things. Unless absolutely necessary, I would like to avoid a cesarean. Duh. If a cesarean delivery is indicated, I would like to be fully informed and to participate in the decision-making process. I don't want them to just come in and be like, we're going to give you a cesarean because we're bored of waiting. Not that they would do that, but you know. Number 3 is I would like my mom present at all times if my son requires a cesarean delivery. I want her in the room with me. I know at some point they'll have to take me for prepping and they'll have to get her in a gown, so we'll be separated, and that's fine, but I want to make sure she's in there with me. I think I'll just be like, I think it'd just be easier for me, honestly. And the 4th one is so I can view the birth. I would like the screen lowered just before delivery of my son. I don't care if blood gets splattered everywhere. I want to see him come out, either if he's coming out of my stomach or if he's coming out of my girl parts. Either way, I want to see him. So, episiotomy. I have 3 things under that. I would appreciate guidance on when to push and when to stop pushing so the perineum can stretch. This is if I get the epidural, because I don't know if I will really know when to push. I'd prefer a episiotomy rather than a tear, and I would like a local anesthetic to repair a tear or an episiotomy. I do not want them stitching me back together or cutting me when I am not numb. Like, oh, it's not happening. Even if I do the rest of the labor natural, I do not want them cutting. That's so silly, right? But, no. Or stitching down there. Okay, under delivery, I have 4 things. I'd like a mirror available. I didn't really want this at first, and just barely. I kind of was like, yeah, I'd like that, just to see, because I'm kind of curious by nature, and I think it'd be something, if they do it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can always look away, but I don't want to ever look back and be like, you know, I regret not trying to look. So, I would like the chance to touch my son's head when it crowns. Number 3 is even if I am fully dilated and assuming my son is not in distress, I would like to try to wait until I feel the urge to push before beginning the pushing phase. If I can feel the need to push and stuff, I'd rather do it on myself rather than them just like having me push him out. And I would like to have my son placed on my stomach or chest immediately after delivery. Okay, so then under the immediately after delivery, I have 4 things. And I have, sorry, I'm trying to hurry this up. I would like to have my mom cut the cord. I would like to hold my son while I deliver the placenta and any tissue repairs are made. I would like to have my son evaluated and bathed in my presence. And if my son must be taken from me to receive medical treatment, my mom or some other person I designate will accompany my son at all times. I trust my hospital. I work at my hospital. But I don't know, maybe it's like a first-time mom thing, but I just would prefer someone who's like watching him at all times, so I know there's like no baby switching or anything weird, you know? It sounds really bad, and I really don't think my hospital would do that, but I would just prefer someone watching, especially if I can, you know? I can't just like walk in, they're like, oh, pop out the kid, I'll follow him into the nursery. Okay, postpartum, 2 things. Unless required by health reasons, I do not wish to be separated from my baby. I'm gonna have to have him for like months and months of having to have no sleep, so I don't know why the first couple of days should be any different. And I'd prefer him to be close anyways. I've waited long enough to meet him to send him somewhere. Again, I could change. Maybe I'm just like super exhausted and I'm like, oh my gosh, take the kid. You never know. Okay, and I want to have my son room in with me at all times. Breastfeeding. I plan to breastfeed my son, would like to begin nursing very shortly after birth, and I would like to meet with a lactation consultant, just because she probably has some tips I don't know about because I've never breastfed before. Circumcision. Here's the judging part. Don't judge me. I don't judge you guys. Circumcision. I would like my son to be circumcised before we check out of the hospital. And then my other circumcision preference is one I typed in, and that I want only my doctor to perform the circumcision. I don't want anybody else to do it. I want my doctor to. And I have a couple reasons for that. I'm not going to go into them, but I just prefer, if he is going to be circumcised, that's the only way I'm going to have him circumcised, is if my doctor can do it. Okay, so photo video. Under that section I would like to take still photographs, and I would like to video the labor and the birth. And other is my support people are support people, and I would like them to be present during labor and delivery. And my other one is I would prefer that no students, interns, residents, or non-assistant personnel be present during my labor or the birth. I put that in there. I am at a student hospital, and right around September, October is when we get like the new batch of all the new nurses and all the trainee people, and this is my first kid, and I'm going to be stressed up the wazoo anyways, and I don't want I don't want to be worrying that someone can't find my vein or is like not checking right, or you know, so I would just prefer it. And it sounds really mean because I know they have to learn, but I just don't want them to learn on me. So and it could change as far as, you know, like my second kid I might not be so crazy about, but definitely this one, no students. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to tell you so you kind of see where I stood on my birth plan, preferences, and maybe that would help you with yours. So yeah, talk to you guys later. See you on Thursday after my appointment, and we'll do my 34-week vlog. Bye.